Now it's time for our segment of Tarantino Unchained.
The Tarantino 10.
This is, what is this, part 5? Part 4? I don't even know.
It's kind of I don't know, because we have 2 movies considered one movie.
Two.
I don't know.
Okay.
It
It's part 5 for us.
Okay, the 5th movie.
Yeah. Kill
So
Bill
part
Volume
4.
2.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have good thoughts about this movie?
It's okay. I don't think it doesn't.
Put that on the poster.
It doesn't seem to have splitting this movie in 2 kind of comes with some problems, because it doesn't seem to have the build up and the excitement of the first one.
Yeah, you're just kind of thrown right in, and there isn't that much excitement in it.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth. So, I mean, this movie is over 2 hours, just like the first one. So I consider this to be 2 movies. It currently has an 84% certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes and an 89% audience score. So overall, good reviews here.
Yeah.
Would you like to start first, or would you like me to start on what I think about this?
You can talk about it.
Sure. Just like the first one, this isn't really one of the Tarantino movies that I enjoy. I mean, it starts off with, you see the flashback back to the church again. And what does it start off? So at the end of the first one, she killed Lucy Liu's character. That was another one of this assassination squad.
Fantastic.
It's called the
fantastical scene, really. All of that.
Deadly Viper Assassination Squad.
Yeah.
So it starts off with they're at a wedding rehearsal. It wasn't a wedding. It was a wedding rehearsal.
Yes.
And they're rehearsing it. And Uma Thurman, the bride, as she's called, but you do get her real name in this. It's Beatrix Kiddo.
Yeah. And first, I don't say what her name is. For
yeah.
A while.
So Bill shows up, and he's acting all cool, but really he's gonna kill them all. And then he gets the rest of his assassination squad to show up, and then they kill everyone.
I kind of knew that was already going to happen. I mean, we saw it in the first one. That's why, I don't know why he divided them up like this.
Well, now we just see it in its entirety.
I
Before
know.
it was just little clips, right?
It could have been one really great movie.
So, after we see this flashback, then it jumps to 4 years into the future. So she's assassinated the first 2. Vivica A. Fox and Lucy Liu, and now she's going after Michael, what's his name, Madsen, okay, who's a bouncer at a strip club.
Yeah.
And he lives in a trailer, and he's just kind of trailer trash, right?
It's a real kind of pitiful life that he has. I think there's so much there in that trailer and everything. Was that really necessary? Was this whole movie necessary? Could they not have just edited it down and merged them all together?
Yeah.
And we know it's called Kill Bill. So we know that she's going to find Bill at the end. I mean, the title itself.
We know she's going after Bill.
I know, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So she tries to ambush him, but he gets the jump on her, shoots her with some rock salt in the chest from a shotgun, and then steals her sword that she got made in the last movie. You could have cut out all that, the sword thing, and then buries her alive. Okay? And then it cuts back to years before when she's training with this guy, martial arts master Pai Mei.
That's the only part of the movie that I really enjoy.
Really? I didn't like that part of the movie.
That's the only part I really like.
So you got this
really funny.
Stereotypical Asian Fu Manchu master, okay? It's very
stereotypical.
He's got the white hair and the long beard, and he's always flicking it. I'm like, really, buddy?
Like a combination of maybe an Indian type guru from India, and then he's like a weird combination.
Now look, I'm not Asian, so I don't really care, but this guy's a walking stereotype. If anyone else out there, if you're Asian, does this guy bother you? Is he a stereotype? Is it insulting? I don't know.
I thought he was more of a guru type stereotype, not necessarily.
Seems like a cartoon character to me.
I just thought he was funny.
So
because there's not much humor in this at all.
So Bill drops off the bride, Uma Thurman's character, Beatrix, at this place, and she's supposed to stay there for years training Why is she doing this? Because she's in love with Bill? It's almost like Bill is running his own little cult.
He is. That's what it is about. But why did they bother with Bill? He's such a sleazebag.
Yeah, it's David Carradine. Who
why
cares?
they bothered with him in the first place. But anyway.
So they got this assassination squad, and they all train with Master Pai Mei there, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and this guy, he's a real dick to her. So that stuff was pretty funny. He's like a sexist, racist dick.
This
is
like
so
the
that's
whole,
pretty good.
Rocky montage. This whole thing, right? That's what this is. You know,
it wasn't very exciting though.
And everything. That's what it's. That's the best. I didn't like this movie very much. It's kind of my favorite part.
I didn't. Anyway, but okay. So we see how she can do the fist punch into the wood and break it, and then it cuts back to her getting out of the coffin, the buried alive coffin, which you could have cut a lot of that out because that really goes on for a while, you know.
I think that part though is very suspenseful, but all the part of the trailer, and she doesn't kill Elle in the end either. She just leaves her there. And
so that fight was quite good because then she comes back and Michael Madsen's already dead because he went to sell the sword to what's her name there, Elle, the one-eye lady. And she's already killed Michael Madsen. So then the bride shows up and she's going to kill Elle. And they have this big fight.
Right.
Which was all right, even though there's this... They don't really address it, but there is a snake going around the trailer.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm like, where's the snake?
Well, I think what I had assumed... Because remember I thought the snake I assumed that the snake gets her. Because she's thrashing around.
Yeah, so... Getting to that, obviously this is spoilers because this movie's from 2004.
I mean, we don't see that part. That at least would be satisfying.
But it was pretty satisfying when she plucked out her other eye
for her guru, yeah.
And then she just because Elle killed the stereotypical
and
Master
that's how
Pai
she
Mei.
lost the first eye. We found out. So I thought that part was interesting.
So the fact that she got left with no eyes and she's just thrashing around this trailer and the snake's there, it's assumed she's gonna die there. And then Bride just walks away. She's like, you're nothing now because she's got no eyesight.
Right.
So which she could come back from that though. There are blind assassins. Just look at Donnie Yen. He's always doing a blind assassin role. So. Could be Kill Bill Volume 3 there, where Elle comes back to take out Uma Thurman.
Doesn't get her, but
So that I enjoyed that part there, and then she goes after Bill, right? Because all the other assassins members are dead, so she goes after Bill, and she finds him by meeting a retired pimp.
I know. I don't know if that was necessary.
Yeah, you didn't need any of that.
Find him some other way. Maybe he just really wanted that character to be in there.
Yeah. So she shows up and then Bill surprises her because her 4-year-old daughter is alive.
Yeah, that's the whole twist at the end. But we kind of found that out before it's mentioned.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's mentioned in the first movie.
When?
I can't remember, but
I think you're making that up.
Remember? One of the other characters says something.
If I missed something, I might have, because I might have nodded off a little bit. Let me know down in the comments below.
Does she know about her kid or something like that?
Listen, when it gets to this point that like everyone at the wedding rehearsal was dead, and then you got, then she gets shot in the head, but her kid's still alive, and she wakes up from a coma years ago. This whole thing's seems like a wacky soap opera that is completely unbelievable. It's just too many. I get that this is a hyper-violent world because Tarantino's movies all take place in the same hyper-violent world, but it doesn't mean that people can survive all these things. It's too unbelievable for me.
Because she said that he had a kid, and that's why he didn't shoot her properly. That's why. That's my idea of it. Maybe. That's why he shoots crooked. Like, he just gets her a little bit. He doesn't really shoot to kill.
Maybe.
Because she says at the last minute that he had that.
So the climax of this 2-part movie is very unclimactic for me.
Yeah.
So they have so he forces her not to fight because of the kid. So then she has this nice evening with her kid and puts her to bed. And what's her kid's name? BB? Her daughter BB, and knows that
it's named after her. I would assume her name is Beatrix as well.
Sure. Okay, so they have this nice moment, and she knows that Uma Thurman's her mother. Okay, great. And then Bill shoots her with some truth serum that he made, and forces her to tell the truth. And then eventually, and just when they go to fight, they start to fight. His sword gets stuck in the sheath because she does that, and then she does the 5 tap thing there. Where is this? The 5-point palm exploding heart technique that she learned from Pai Mei, who he doesn't teach that to anyone except for her because she won his respect.
Yeah.
And then the movie's over and he walks off in his bare feet, walks five steps, and then dies. I'm like, that wasn't climactic at all. That was like the first movie was way more exciting.
That's what I mean. The first movie was, I think they could have, with some editing, gotten this down to one movie and done it in a different way. I think really the whole thing with Michael Madsen going to the strip club, we don't need any of that.
Yeah. And then that pimp that she talks to get Bill's location. What do you need that?
Just cutting down some of the stuff in the first movie. Like, yeah, I don't know. This movie itself it's just anticlimactic. We kind of get the thing from the, I don't know, and the fighting doesn't seem as sophisticated. It's not as sophisticated as the first movie.
Oh no, the first one I complained about because it's a lot of cuts. I did enjoy it to an extent, but it's way too much cut. You need more actual fight sequences where you can actually see the actors fighting.
Well, I didn't care. That doesn't matter to
which
me,
takes choreography and time and money.
There's a lot of neat stuff going on in the first one. Second one, we don't even need that stuff about who she's marrying. We don't really even need that.
Yeah, he was just some nobody, and he wasn't even the father.
Yeah, it would be better if it had the mystery. I think most of this can be cut out.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with Bill and the kid, I think in the end it would have been better if the kid is like Bill. Instead, she's
a 4-year-old kid.
Yeah, but he's programmed her to know all these things already.
Mm-hmm.
He's teaching her to shoot and all this stuff. I think it could have been a lot more sinister at the end.
Okay.
Right? That her kid is essentially Bill number 2. He's been raising her. I think it could have been a lot more sinister and just cut down myself.
Well, this movie had a budget of $30 million and a box office of $152.2 million, so it made money.
People wanted to know the rest of the movie, right?
Yeah, and it came out 1 year, I think, from the first one. I think they probably, I don't know, but I'm guessing they probably filmed it at the same time. They filmed it all at the same time.
I think so, because she was expecting, that was the problem, right? She was like really expecting.
I know there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff about these Tarantino movies, but I'm not getting into that because I know at one point the editor that worked with Tarantino, I don't know who that is, but that person died. And then so his subsequent movies at some point, they just stopped getting less and less because they weren't edited as well. Now maybe this was that movie. Maybe it's later or early. I don't know.
Maybe that's why he only had 2 movies instead of 1.
We do get to see Sam Jackson in this movie. He's the piano player.
Funny.
At the wedding rehearsal. What was the song he was going to play there?
I don't remember.
Oh, no. I can't remember either. But
he's like playing with all the musicians in town. We didn't, I mean, he could have been there and we shouldn't have known really it was even him. That would have been cooler to just have that a little tiny insight into the wedding itself and then get out of that.
So that means that Sam Jackson has been in, of the 5 movies that we saw so far, he's not in Reservoir Dogs, he's in Pulp Fiction, he's in Jackie Brown, he's not in Volume 1, but he's in Volume 2. So he's in 3 out of the 5 movies that we've seen so far.
He's in 3 of them.
Yeah. You notice how we see her feet a lot more again because of the...
Yeah. Well, she was pregnant during some of this.
Tarantino likes to shoot her feet.
It's kind of creepy.
There's a rumor, I don't know if it's true, but the rumor that's going around Hollywood for decades now is that he has a foot fetish.
Oh, well,
that's why one of the first scenes in Pulp... Not the first, but one of the first scenes in Pulp Fiction when you see her, it's her feet.
Didn't notice as much feet in this particular one. There was
a bunch of bare feet
of the toes and everything in the first one, like
yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
Okay, what? I don't really have that much more to say. It did have some good stuff in it. Okay, so the Black Mamba killing Michael Madsen, I thought that was a good touch. The fight between Elle and the bride was pretty good, and how that ended.
Yeah.
The end stuff with Bill and the bride was. What is this? Come on. This is what I sat through like 4.5 hours for? Come on. What else is there that I like? Okay, some of the Pai Mei stuff was funny. Okay? but a lot like he just kept stroking his beard. Like every time he's like that's his smug thing that he does. Just I'm so good.
Funny.
What is this? What rating? Did you have anything else that you liked about this movie you want to mention?
Well, I just think the good things about it are Pai Mei and the thought that he taught her all these things and the others don't know them, and the kid at the end is there. Those are the good things about it.
The death of Pai Mei from Elle, that was pretty good. Because she's that kind of character. She's like, you pluck that eye, I'm going to kill you, buddy.
I think that was interesting, and the fact that the child is still alive and she's been raised by him, that was interesting. The rest is kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of, what is this?
I don't know.
Cut it down, make it just 1 2 hour movie, buddy.
I didn't even like the fact that Elle killed him, because that wasn't her... it wasn't supposed to be. Uma Thurman doesn't get her revenge on really both of them almost. She doesn't kill Elle. Elle kills him. I don't know. I don't like this one half as much. I give this one more like a 78.
78, okay. Well, that's still pretty good.
Its own.
For me, just like the first volume, I give this a worst movie ever. The only reason I'm rewatching these 2 movies is because we're doing all the Tarantino movies. Otherwise, I wouldn't have watched both Kill Bills and Jackie Brown. Now, surprisingly, I had a good time watching Jackie Brown, but this was probably my second time watching these Kill Bill movies. Didn't really... I mean, I think I appreciate parts of it more, but overall, I still didn't really enjoy it. Now, we're probably in the minority because it's got high ratings here. So... if anyone else out there really enjoys or really doesn't like Kill Bill Volume 2, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. We love to hear from people. We love it when Fluffy Key gets really happy when people leave us a thumbs up. That's always great. And final thoughts?
I think it's like a Shyamalan thing. The build-up. It can't... It has to end, but he can never really deliver on the ending. Only in one case did Shyamalan really deliver on the ending.
Okay, we're not talking Shyamalan.
No, but it's like that. You build up so much in the first movie. Now where can we go in the second one? It's not very... can't go very far, right?
Yeah.
That was the problem.
I understand. Okay, so that was our final thoughts. If you have any thoughts, leave us a comment down below, please. And that was part 5 of Tarantino Unchained.
The Tarantino 10.